Let's just take some deep breaths again. And I'm actually going to just have us go into some self Reiki with the Karuna Reiki energies. So just place your hands comfortably on your body and breathe deeply. As you breathe in the power, the grace, and the authority of compassion. And the highest frequency of compassion flowing in on your breath and filling your body. Breathe in the light of Zonar, 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 traveling into your body with the grace of compassion and flowing into the cellular system of your body, enveloping those areas of injury to your system and enveloping it with the light of compassion, lifting it from you for you through the power of grace and the authority of compassion. Halu, halu, halu. Breathe in the light of halu as it fills your breath and goes deeply within you, empowering your body, revealing to you the gifts and talents here in your cellular system as the healing takes place and your inner truth and your authentic compassion are revealed in your cellular system, your physical body, and your mind, and healing and releasing spiritual injury through trauma, illness, life in general, the ways and worries of the world, sometimes from the very small things to the very great things. And so as you breathe in, the grace of compassion flows in on your breath, and through the authority of compassion, your authentic self reveals in your cells and in your body. Breathe in and receive as this is done for you. And as you breathe in the light of hearth, 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 and it envelops you all the way around you, above you, below you, on each side, in front of you and behind you, with the power and the authority and the grace of compassion. Taking care of you and your empathy, that you are here embraced in this light for you. Filling your breath, open your heart and receive. Zonar, Halu, Hearth, Rama, Rama, Rama. Like your feet planted solidly on the ground. Stability, balance, connectedness with each of your chakras, all the way from the earth, from the heavens and through your body. Embodied compassion awakening within you. Breathe deeply and receive. Nosa, 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 nosa. And the light of Nosa fills your breath with the power of grace and your authentic intellect. Your inner knowledge and truth and wisdom revealed in your cellular system, revealed in your balanced and stable self. Your authentic intellect, your intuition, inner awareness, your inner knowledge, instincts. From your human intellect to your divine intellect, and the power and the authority of compassion awakening. Iava, Iava, Iava. Breathe deeply now. Your authentic power, your authentic self revealed, and through the light of compassion that you can see yourself. Aside from the external pressures of life, your authentic self revealed to you, your sovereignty, autonomy, your inner power and inner authority, and the sweetness of it all, the love that is here and the compassion that is here with it. Shanti, 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 peace. Breathe in the light and compassion of peace, filling your breath for you and all around you, awakening in your authentic intellect, power, knowledge, your cellular system, the fields around you, your deep connection with your earth and your body. Kriya, Kriya, Kriya. Deeply connected with the earth, stable, strong. And the connection with the earth is a strong light with your light and the earth's light. Connected with the earth underneath you, the waters, the bedrock, the air of the earth, the fire, the elements of the earth, the electromagnetic fields in your biofield, everything balancing and aligning with the higher frequencies of this creation and your place in it. Clarity of mind and the practical purposes of bringing it into your daily life. Into the actions you take for you and in your life. And so you go within and receive authentic compassion. The strength of compassion and the power of compassion. the grace of compassion, and the authority of compassion. It's balanced and stable and clear within you. What does compassion do here? What does love do here? What does Reiki do here? Take a moment right now in an area in your life that you could use clarity. Take some deep breaths and invite it in. Invite your clarity of solutions. And now invite insight. That you are open to receiving clarity in all different situations, insight. Now bring your awareness back into the room when you're ready, or you can even just stay right where you are. As I'm going to just share some of the information about Karuna. First of all, you notice that I'm saying the names of the symbols. We also do sound healing with Karuna Reiki, and sometimes it's too loud if I chant with it or tone with it in my microphone online, but that would be another way that you would do it. So it's appropriate to say the names of the symbols out loud with Karuna. You know, I think there were so many things. I really received Karuna Reiki originally because it was like the next thing to do. And I remember that I wanted to just experience it for myself before I read a lot of information about it. And it was so interesting because I read Laurel Gaia's book on Karuna Reiki about 8 months to a year after I received my Karuna attunements. That was in 2003 with William Rand and Stonehenge. And anyway, I read Laurel's book about a year later, and it was like, oh, it has been Karuna Reiki this whole time that has been showing up in my sessions in my daily life. And I think for me, what I learned so much from it is that I really had an imbalanced idea of what compassion meant. And so I think I thought compassion meant that I was always passive with it and always forgiving and always accepting, finding a way to see the other perspective. I also have always been pretty good about my boundaries. So trying to figure the two of those things out sometimes, where the situations where, you really have to have clear boundaries in a situation where, um, you're trying to decide with maybe another person or a circumstance what compassion is in that situation. So I would say that, that's going to be an individual journey for all of you. I can tell you about my experience with it, but it would be one of those that's your experience. And because I felt like I had such an imbalance of compassion, I think it has been a really long-term kind of study that I've done with it and what that means for me. And so I've learned a lot about it because I work with it all the time anyway. But there's an authority in compassion that was the piece I didn't realize. And that authority of compassion, as it all to me gets down to where the bottom line is, that the authority of love is the most powerful energy that exists. The power of love and the authority of love. And that the authority of compassion is in the context of how it shows up in Reiki for me. There's multiple ways, but in the one way for Reiki for me is the understanding that I and we and all of you have the divine right to live in our sovereignty, autonomy, and to live in our wholeness. And that compassion comes in with that authority. So as a practitioner or even a teacher, and in my own life, what I notice with the energy is that authority of compassion comes in with the power of love, and it works on the energy of grace, but it also has authority and it doesn't have judgment. So that might be the other piece. Like I had to understand that piece of what does authority mean. So the energy will actually lift from us those areas that are imbalanced, the areas that are injured by trauma, that goes all the way into our cellular being and our, kind of self-belief system. Some of them are things that we've experienced. Some of them are from our collective, our culturally created self, other lifetimes, possibly ancestral histories, things like that. But what I understood from the authority of compassion is that those things do not have the right to stay attached to me, to have the cords and connectors attached. And that the light will come in with this grace, love, and through that authority will lift those cords and connectors from me, for me. And then the second part of it is particularly, with the kind of the recent evolution that I've seen in Reiki, is the greatest thing that it does for us is it comes in and awakens our actually authentic self in our cellular memory. And we know that through epigenetics that we can activate our beneficial cellular systems, physical systems. And so for me, there's always the how to. Well, how do I do that? It's a great idea. I love the idea. And I even have the experience of it. Now, what is the how to? What are the tools I can use? And also with Reiki, it's an energy that also does this with us because it's life force and we are life force. So it activates those higher frequencies and working with those energies of compassion, love, beauty, gratitude, grace, all of those qualities that are really your authentic self. And so it goes into your authentic intellect. And it's one of the things that I noticed, and I was, using the symbol NOSA at the time. And that is, you find throughout the years, there are different ones that kind of come in and you focus on a lot. And right now I've been really working with NOSA a lot and understanding its nature and what is the energy of it and what does it do when we receive it and how do we work with it and why and all of those things. Because we always take it to the practical. It's like, how's it benefit you in your daily life? And so what I noticed with NOSA, when I first started learning about it, that's when I really understood how much Reiki can activate and reveal our authentic imagination and intuition. Today, it came in to highlight to remember to invite insight. It's one of the things that's unspoken of a lot in Reiki is how much it activates insight even when we're not thinking about it. It's like in that moment when you have that's that thought I was thinking. And you may or may not relate it to Reiki at all. But Reiki energy activates it. Just doing what we did today is activating insight. So it shows up on the fly too. And your authentic intellect with your intuition, your authentic intuition. And instincts, all of those qualities of intellect that are very beneficial. Your soul's intellect, knowledge, wisdom, your spirit, intellect, knowledge, and wisdom. So each of the Karuna symbols, like all the other symbols, have their own frequency. And at the same time, you can also just kind of glump them all together and invite everything to be here now. So that can happen too. But in Karuna, there's another 8 symbols. These energies are available to you also with the Reiki that you have. And so these are things you can kind of invite in. What is, authentic compassion? What is my action with that? And I will tell you, in my own experience, it worked with me first. I always had plenty of compassion for everything else. It was like, okay, let's bring some focus into self. But I also had an imbalance of compassion for everything else. And that contributed to that overgiving where I was, just constant output. And so that's another area that happens with the energy, is it gives you that life force energy to be flowing through you for your circumstances rather than from you and your own life force energy. It gives you that additional energy. Not everybody's called to Karuna Reiki, and you don't have to be. It's totally okay to think, yeah, I don't know if I need to go there. The Karuna Reiki classes that we teach are 3-day master classes. So they are a 3-day personal intensive where you are receiving, while you are receiving the training, you're receiving the energy and the results of the energy, because the Karuna classes very much, you're in the energy a lot of hours. And then also, of course, the tools and techniques to utilize it in your daily life as, for yourself, if you're a practitioner, as a practitioner, But also it's a master class. So if you do want to pass Karuna Reiki on to others, it teaches you how to do that. When you take the Holy Fire Karuna Reiki class that I teach, it's the Yusui, or it's the Holy Fire 3 World Peace Reiki, Karuna Reiki. And when you take that one, it activates Holy Fire World Peace through all of your system of Reiki.